Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're diving into a really provocative piece of ancient writing. It's often called Impious Thoughts on Righteousness and Death.
Right. And it's important to say up front, this isn't just digging up old history.
No, not at all.
Sure.
It feels surprisingly current, actually. It tackles these huge questions about life, death, meaning, stuff we all grapple with.
Exactly. And the perspective it starts with is, well, it's pretty stark, almost cynical, you could say, about mortality and how we should live because of it.
Okay, so our mission today, if you like, is to unpack the arguments in this text. Understand where these impious thinkers are coming from.
hmm And then explore the counterargument that's presented right alongside it, which offers a totally different view on humanity and what might come after.
So let's get into that first perspective. They kick things off with this idea that life is brief and troubled. No pulling punches there.
Not at all. And crucially, they say there is no remedy for our dying, that finality is central.
Total finality. They add, nor is anyone known to have come back from Hades. It's all about the observable, isn't it? If we haven't seen it, it doesn't count.
Precisely. It grounds their whole worldview. And this extends to birth, too. By mere chance were we born, they claimed.
That's an accident, basically.
Yeah.
And the flip side, hereafter we shall be as though we had not been. Just gone. L'oblivion.
It's a powerful statement of non-existence after death. They use some really vivid analogies to hammer this home.
Yeah, they do. Like breath being just smoke.
Uh-huh. And reason, just a little spark that, flickers out when the body dies.
And the body itself turns to ashes. The spirit vanishes like thin air. It's all incredibly transient.
Very much so. They even argue that our memory, our name, our accomplishments, all of it will eventually be forgotten.
Like traces of a cloud or a mist dispersed by the sun's rays.
Hmm.
It's quite poetic in a bleak sort of way.
It is, and it all leads to this stark conclusion. Our dying cannot be deferred because it is fixed with the seal and no one returns. That seal image is potent, it's locked in.
Okay, so if you genuinely believe that life is short, brutal, ends in nothing, and you'll be forgotten, what do you do?
Well, their answer is pretty straightforward. You enjoy it while you can. Maximize pleasure right now.
Right. Come, therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are here, they say. Make use of creation with youthful zest.
It's a call to hedonism, pure and simple, and they get specific about it.
Oh, yeah. Indulging in costly wine and perfumes.
Seizing every springtime blossom, basically grab every bit of sensory pleasure you can.
Crowning themselves with rosebuds before they wither. There's that sense of urgency, again, get it before it's gone.
Absolutely. And they want to leave tokens of our merriment everywhere. It's almost defiant, isn't it?
Yeah, like this is our portion, this is our lot, this immediate gratification is all we get, so let's make the most of it.
It follows a certain logic, given their starting point of absolute finality. If there are no cosmic consequences, why hold back?
But, and this is a big but, this worldview takes a really dark turn when it comes to other people.
Yeah.
Particularly the vulnerable.
It really does. That's where the impious label perhaps feels most apt. Their focus on self-gratification seems to erode any sense of compassion or traditional morality.
They actually say, let us oppress the righteous poor. Let us neither spare the widow nor revere the aged for hair grown white with time. It's shocking to read.
It is their justification. Let strength be our norm of righteousness, for weakness proves itself useless. It's a might makes right philosophy born from that sense of meaninglessness.
And this leads them to have a real problem with anyone who doesn't live like them. Specifically, this figure they call the righteous one.
Ah, yes, the righteous one. They find him incredibly irritating, annoying even.
Why? Because he opposes our actions, reproaches us for transgressions of the law. He's basically calling them out.
Exactly. He charges us with violations of our training. He represents a standard they've deliberately rejected.
And they seem particularly bothered by his claims about God. His saying he knows God, calling himself a child of the Lord.
That probably strikes them as completely delusional, given their framework. It directly contradicts their chance, birth, total death belief.
His very existence becomes a problem for them. They say he's a censure of our thoughts.
Right. Just seeing him, knowing he lives differently, is a hardship. Because his lifestyle implies their choices might be, well, wrong.
Or at least questionable.
Yeah.
His values are alien to theirs. His ways are strangely different.
Mm-hmm. And they perceive him as judging them, thinking they're debased, and holding himself aloof from their parties and pursuits.
It sounds like deep resentment. especially when he talks about a blessed destiny for the righteous.
Yeah, and claims God is his father. That kind of talk is a direct affront to their whole worldview that this life is all there is.
So what do they decide to do about this annoying, judgmental, righteous person?
They decide to test him to see if his claims hold up under pressure. Let us see what will happen to him in the end.
It's quite sinister. Their rationale is sort of twisted logic, isn't it?
It is. They say if the righteous one is the Son of God, God will help him and deliver him from the hand of his foes. Like they're setting up an experiment.
A cruel experiment, using violence and torture, no less.
Yes, specifically to test his gentleness and patience, to see if he cracks under extreme duress.
The ultimate goal.
Let us condemn him to a shameful death.
Wow. And their reasoning, again, is so cynical. If he's really God's child, well, God will take care of him. It puts the burden entirely on this supposed divine intervention they don't actually believe in.
It's the ultimate expression of their worldview, trying to empirically disprove the existence of anything beyond their material understanding through violence.
Okay, but just as we're immersed in that perspective, the text does a complete 180.
Right. Suddenly, a different voice comes in. The narrator, we assume.
And this narrator says, quite plainly, these were their thoughts, but they erred. Full stop.
Yeah, for their wickedness blinded them. It's a direct refutation.
This narrator argues that these impious thinkers just didn't get it. They didn't understand the hidden counsels of God.
Or anticipate a recompense for holiness. They miss the possibility of divine justice.
And the innocent soul's reward. It introduces a whole dimension they completely ignored or denied.
It shifts the entire frame. It suggests their cynical certainty was actually a form of blindness.
And then comes this incredibly powerful counter-statement about human nature. For God formed us to be imperishable.
Such a contrast to the puff of smoke idea earlier. Imperishable.
The image of his own nature he made us. That elevates humanity completely differently, doesn't it? It suggests inherent, enduring value.
Absolutely. It's a profound statement about human dignity and destiny, directly opposing the idea of random birth and utter annihilation.
And this narrator even offers an explanation for death itself, which the first group just accepted as a brute fact.
Death, according to this view, entered the world through the envy of the devil.
And it primarily affects those allied with him. So it introduces this whole moral and spiritual dimension to life and death that was totally absent before.
So you end up with these two just fundamentally opposed viewpoints side by side in the same text. It's quite remarkable.
On one hand, you've got this view. Life is short. It ends, so grab all the pleasure you can, and morality based on strength is fine.
And on the other, a belief in an imperishable human essence created by God, with death being an intrusion and an ultimate divine justice or reward.
It really lays out these perennial choices, these different ways of facing our own mortality.
And you can see echoes of both perspectives throughout history, and even today, can't you? People still wrestle with these exact same core ideas.
Absolutely. The question whether this life is all there is and how that answer shapes the way we live, it never gets old.
This ancient text just puts it so well, so bluntly. It forces you, the reader, the listener, to think about your own underlying assumptions.
Yeah. So thinking about these two ancient paths laid out the path of eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow we die, versus the path of inherent value and something beyond what shapes your understanding.
It's not about finding a simple answer right now, maybe, but just noticing which viewpoint resonates or perhaps challenges you more. Why might that be?
Definitely something to mull over. Thanks for taking this deep dive with us today.